I'm Leland Barclay, and this is the River Valley Sports Report, where we try to never drop the ball in our coverage of local sports. On Friday nights, though, fumbles are just a part of the game.
Fumble on that play.
You're watching the River Valley Report.
Mansfield and Waldron combined for 9 turnovers, including 8 lost fumbles, in the Tigers' 48-6 win over the Bulldogs in the Battle of Scott County in the final night of non-conference games. Don't be misled by the score, though. The game was tight for 2.5 quarters. Mansfield quarterback Cole Kendall threw a 13-yard touchdown pass to Peyton Martin just before the half to put the Tigers up 14-0. We talked to the two seniors after the game about the touchdown pass and catch in Mansfield's usually ground-oriented attack.
The play call was where we have two outside receivers come to the middle. They can either sit down or sit down in a hole or keep going out across for a drag, and all the linebackers perfectly like we see it every day in practice. Just they ran way out, and Peyton sat in that hole, and I mean, I just gave him the ball. It wasn't my score. It was all him. He was great after the catch. I threw it maybe 3 yards, and he did the rest. So I mean, it was a big turnaround for us. We finally got something going. I mean, got to clean up a lot of other things, but that was the offensive highlight of the night, I'd say.
It's honestly exciting, coming from last year, you're used to getting all these passes spread out offense. It's more of a run game, but hearing that pass play call is probably one of my favorite things to hear in a football game. It really gets me hyped up. And scoring that touchdown definitely wasn't easy, but it's exciting when I get to do it because it means a lot more than nothing. When I seen a one-on-one, I was like, I knew I had it. I just got to make one move and I'm there. But I'm confident my skills get around one defender, and I think I had it pretty good.
Daniel Burton added to Mansfield's lead with a 47-yard touchdown run on the second play of the third quarter before Waldron scored on a 1-yard touchdown burst by Robert Reinhardt. Then the game turned interesting. Mansfield scored 3 defensive touchdowns in a span of less than 5 minutes when Samuel Burton picked up a fumble and returned it 58 yards for a touchdown. Ethan Martin picked up another fumble and returned it 69 yards for a touchdown. And Daniel Burton intercepted a pass and took it back 70 yards for a touchdown. We talked to Mansfield head coach Whit Overton about winning the Battle of Scott County for his alma mater.
Yeah, it's always good to beat these guys. I mean, I've been 20 years ago I played this game as a player, and so it's kind of special to come back tonight and get a big win. Oh yeah, that was big for us tonight because offensively we just didn't have it. We had 6 turnovers. We got to get that stuff fixed, but defense stepped up big time in that second half, and I'm really proud of those guys. Yeah, that group, man, they've been ahead of us on offense all year, and they play with a lot of heart and a lot of passion, and that's what we've been preaching. And it's great to see those guys turn it loose on a Friday night and in a big way tonight, especially. We feel like we have 8 dudes we can rotate and play, and all 8 of those dudes contributed tonight. And keeping those guys fresh is a big deal for us, and it allows us to be fresh for offense too. And those guys, when they get in, they do a lot of damage. So it's great to have that kind of depth.
Conference play now begins for most football teams in the state, including Class 7A, 5A, most of 4A and on down. Oddly, Northside and Southside are both at home on Friday as the Grizzlies host Bryant in the 7A Central opener, while the Mavericks will welcome Rogers to town to kick off conference play in the 7A West. The Southside-Rogers game is particularly interesting since both teams are 3-0 in non-conference play. The Mavericks' 3-0 start has been spurred by a ground game led by senior running backs Isaac Gregory and Amari Tucker behind a punishing offensive line that includes seniors Kobe Branham, Cooper Anderson, Connor McCoy, and Jace Jackson, with fellow senior Carter Zimmerman adding another threat at quarterback. We talked to Southside head coach Kim Dameron and Gregory and Tucker about the team's exciting start to the season.
We have tried really hard, especially the offensive staff, because we had a plan going into the season as far as making sure that they both get touches, and also our quarterback and the receivers and everything. So all of it combined, but we know we've got to get those guys the ball as much as we can. And Isaac, his touches come a little bit different than Amari's, in the fact that he's got return yards, he's got receiving yards, and being able to line up and play in the backfield. And Amari's has basically come, from the backfield. And so both of them have been super productive for us. And I really feel like that, we're right now handling that situation about as well as we can. We've not only handed it to him, we've pitched it to him. Obviously, we've thrown the ball to him. We've thrown it to him down the field. We've thrown it to him, on short crossers and things of that nature, screens. So we try to get it to him in a lot of different ways, and as well as he's our kickoff return guy. So anytime the ball's in his hands, he has a chance to go to the house with it. And the fact that we now have Amari back, and he plays mostly out of the backfield, it's a great situation to have. And both of them have the ability, when the ball's handed to them, they can take it all the way. And as we've found out, it's kind of against Van Buren, I said to our coaches, hey, let's run this last 4 minutes of time off the clock at halftime and maybe score at the end of the half. And we scored in 11 seconds. So it was kind of one of those things. I said, well, okay, you scored. So, it's a great situation to have, and one that me personally, I'm really enjoying, to be honest with you.
Well, and you talk about a great situation. They're also getting to run behind a very good offensive line.
Well, yeah. If there's a better one in the state of Arkansas overall, I want to see it. It's when you've got Kobe and Cooper and Connor, Connor McCoy. I mean, he's really playing well for us. Plays left guard. So our two guards and our left tackle are dominant type players. Our center's a good player, Jace Jackson. He's doing well, and then our right tackle's a sophomore, and so he's really fit in and really become that fifth guy, and really proud of the progress that he's made. A kid named Nick Arnold that's just a sophomore.
Season's been pretty fun. We're 3-0. It's a great feeling going into conference games. We get a little bye week, get to rest our bodies. It's been great. We're coming together as a team, and it's been a really fun year.
Yeah, what he said, and it's just been really just a great, team effort. Everybody's been playing in their 2 cents, and it's just been great this year.
How good has your offensive line been for you guys?
They've been amazing. They make reading the field super easy. Every time I look up, there's a hole, but even if there's not, then still,
yeah. Yeah, they're great guys to be around. I think we have a trust. They trust us, and we trust them, and it makes our job a lot easier, and it makes their job, because they know that if they open up a hole, we're going to bust one. So.
Well, and your quarterback's kind of a running threat too. How much has that kind of helped you guys?
It takes a lot of pressure off of us, because they're not just watching us, they're watching him too. You got to watch all 3 of us in the backfield, so it's really just a nightmare for the defense.
Yeah, it's great. He's got some legs. He can move. He makes the right reads when he needs to, and he can even throw the ball out there sometimes.
That brings us to the weekly segment, Gimme 5. These are the top 5 performances of the past week in the River Valley. Number 1, we always start with the player of the week, and this week it's Greenwood senior running back Braden Davis, who ran for 245 yards and touchdown jaunts of 39, 25, and 54 yards, and also caught a 5-yard touchdown pass in the Bulldogs' 55-14 win over Siloam Springs. The win kept Greenwood undefeated at 4-0, and this week they traveled to Van Buren in a rivalry game. Number 2, Mansfield's defense was stellar on Friday, led by defensive tackle Dakota Deer, who set the tone early with a sack on the second play of the game. Deer had 3 more tackles for loss in the first half and another in the second half in Mansfield's 48-6 win over Waldron. Number 3, Lavaca ended non-conference play undefeated with a 42-21 win over Mount Ida on Friday. Junior quarterback Cutler Winters threw 2 touchdown passes, and ran 69 yards for a touchdown to help the Golden Arrows to a 28-0 lead early in the second quarter. Winters finished with 3 touchdown passes and 2 touchdown runs. Michael Barwick recovered 2 fumbles and also ran for a score. Number 4, in Oklahoma, Sallisaw won its second straight game with a 37-23 win over Tahlequah after going winless last season. Cole Stevens ran for 179 yards and 2 scores. Stevens, Parker Pratt, and Colton Riggs intercepted passes, with Pratt taking his back for a touchdown, while Noah Flores blocked a punt and Caden Pollard blocked a field goal attempt. Number 5, the Poto Lady Pirates won the Leflore County Fast Pitch Softball Tournament on Thursday with a thrilling 2-1 win over number 1 seed Pecola before a crowd estimated at about 1,000 people in Howe, Oklahoma. Poto's Emma Hackler and Pecola's Alyssa Parker dueled it out in the circle, with Poto scoring a run in the second inning on a single by Parker Patterson before Emma Walker was hit by a pitch, and consecutive sacrifice bunts by Briley Bowman and Morgan Hagan, and then the game winner in the third inning on a one-out single by Emery Lohman, a sacrifice bunt by Hackler, and a run-scoring error on a hard-hit ground ball. Parker, Pecola's outstanding junior pitcher, who had committed to play with the University of Oklahoma last Monday, was named the MVP of the tournament. We talked with Poto coach Ryan Dill, Patterson, and Hackler about winning the tournament.
I thought it was well deserved. You know how important those things early were, just a couple little things early. Had really good pitching and defense after that, so super proud. Oh, they've grown up a lot. We've grown up a lot this season, you know. We've, whatever that is now, like 12 straight or something, just playing better every week, growing up and maturing and doing things a lot better each week, so I'm super proud of it.
It sounds great. It's the first time we've been here since 2016, so I'm just really pumped. I think we were all just really pumped because I just think we had that momentum, and it just shows how much we've grown as a team. I was really just looking for a fastball, trying to sit on it, but I was just going to swing at anything close because I know that she's providing the power. Just got to get that on it.
But it ended up going well, and I know she was their best player, but we did good against them. Oh, it felt good. Made me feel a lot more relaxed. It was good.
You kind of had to pitch around some trouble in the, I think, third, fourth, and fifth innings, and your defense made some great plays.
Yes, they did. They played really well behind me, and I'm very grateful.
In this past Sunday's River Valley Democrat-Gazette, there were 4 pages of sports with stories and photos about Poto's Fast Pitch Softball Tournament Championship, Mountainburg's thrilling game against Yeovil Summit, Mansfield's win in the Battle of Scott County, and an Oklahoma football meeting between Roland and Sallisaw Central, along with a small college notebook. You can pick up your copy of the River Valley Democrat-Gazette all across the River Valley, including eastern Oklahoma at Walgreens, Harps, Come and Go, CVS Pharmacy, Casey's, and Walmart. You can also subscribe online at rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/subscribe or by calling our customer service line at 479-684-5509. Be sure to follow the River Valley Democrat-Gazette Twitter account, as well as mine, Walter Woody's, and Harold McIlvain's, for updates on area football games every Friday night. You can view and purchase photos from our award-winning photographers that can be seen and purchased on our website, rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/photo. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to wrap up this week's River Valley Sports Report with photos by Caleb Grieger from this past Friday's Battle of Scott County. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.